So the question today is, I love someone, but I know I can never meet that person. The social norms are such that I will never be able to express my love, but I keep missing that person, which hurts. What should I do? No, very intense question, and I think it is a very, very important aspect of our lives, the culturing of the emotions. So this happens, when we deeply long for someone and we cannot express it, and it hurts. So what do the knowledgeable people here in the audience think? How should we try to manage this situation, cope with this situation? Please share your views. You can unmute, or if or you have observed anybody coping with it, you have any experience, please share your experience with us.
सर अभय बोलतो.
हाँ, अभय जी बोला.
तर एखादी व्यक्ती असू दे किंवा देव असू दे किंवा कोणी असलं तरी त्याच्या सहवासात त्याच्या आठवणीत राहायचं सहज. ठीक आहे, आता आपण देव मानतो, सगळे मानतो, पण त्याला भेटू शकत नाहीत. तर त्याच्या सहवासात, त्याच्या आठवणीत त्यांनी केलेलं कार्य किंवा सत्कार्य, त्याच्या पावलावर पाऊल ठेवून आपण पुढे जातो, त्याचं कार्य करतो. फक्त त्याला रोज आठवत राहतो, पण भेटू शकत नाही. एखादी व्यक्ती असते खूप दूर असते, पण त्याचं केलेलं कार्य, त्यांनी केलेलं आपल्याला जे सहकार्य असतं, त्याच्या आठवणीत आपण जगायचं असतं सर तिथं. आणि आपण भेटू शकत नाही त्याला. तर धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद अभय जी. Abhay ji says that, I know I cannot meet that person or express my love, but I can ponder upon her good things. What are the things that make me love that person? What is special in that person? On those qualities, I can ponder upon, I can think upon, and I can try to imbibe those qualities within myself. So this is the way that he says that I can channelize my love. Wonderful, Abhayji. Gandhi sir, please share your views.
Sir, I understood the soul power, that is self-respect. So if I love the God, I recognize that and accept the soul's innate qualities are there within me, and that qualities I should it will come from the God. So that qualities I should express and live according to the self-respect, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Gandhi sir. Gandhi sir says that it should be channelized towards the God. Srinath ji,
Yes,
please
good morning, doctor.
Very good morning.
It depends if one is married, one is engaged, or one is open.
Yes.
So it depends on purely on that. If one is not married, one is not committed, he could bring in a possibility of love and then try to.
No, it is clear in the question. Social norms are such that you cannot express your love.
Yeah, but whether the person is married, unmarried, or engaged.
No, imagine that the person is not in a situation from the society point of view to meet that person or marry or love. There is no possibility that you can get in touch, but still you love. That is the question.
It's as simple as you drop the love. If it is hurting the sentiments of a family,
oh my
as simple as you drop. For example, I love Aishwarya Rai, but I can't marry her. So I simply drop Aishwarya Rai.
Okay, so
I bring in a possibility of love. A lot of times I have felt in my life, I have felt ek tarfa pyar. Lot of time, even now I feel that it's ek tarfa
आप क्या करते हैं? You just drop it, is it?
नहीं, एक तरफा प्यार है तो एक तरफा प्यार की ताकत मजबूत होती है, वो दो लोग में नहीं बढ़ता है.
नहीं, इसमें क्वेश्चन ये है कि you keep missing that person which hurts.
So drop that person. I like Aishwarya Rai, I drop her. She's not in my
I'm
emotions.
not able to understand by dropping. What do you mean?
Like for example, I love Aishwarya Rai, But I cannot think of anything else to do with Aishwarya Rai. I only have to fantasize that she is a good-looking woman. That's all. So you have to drop your emotions, control your emotion, let go. Unless you let go, things will keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. History repeats.
Okay, so Srinath ji, brings in the aspect of vairagya. He says that you have to let it go. You have to release your emotions. Fine. Thank you. Thank you. Nandini
Thank
ji.
you.
I feel that this question, actually, it's a very sad one to me. And I think that according to me, as somebody who believes in spirituality and all that I've learned, I feel I would be quite angry at social norms that don't allow me to love who I want to love, And I think that my energies, I'm speaking for myself personally, but my energies should go into changing those norms. Because love is all. We can't say love is all and then not let half the world, people love who they want to love, And I'm not talking about being unfaithful or, those kinds of situations are different situations where one's responsibility is to certain people and there's some kind of, it's not frivolous. It's not like liking some film star. I think the question is something that's coming from a much deeper place. And as somebody who has learned that one should have the courage of conviction, I think that these social norms themselves are up for question, frankly, not just ourselves. Why can't we allow people to love beyond caste, beyond religion, why is it that we are a society like this? It disturbs me deeply to see what is going on in our society. And most of it has to do with the fact that we let social norms govern us. We don't govern social norms. So I think that whatever I've learned from you, Hemantji, over this time, I think that it has strengthened the courage of my conviction that we must also work towards a better society, work towards people being able to love and not suffer like this, and not make it an individual thing. It is not an individual thing. It is a societal issue, And I really think that so many young people and even older people are suffering because of this, deep suffering. So this is my position. Maybe many won't agree with me. I don't believe in society dictating what we should do and what we shouldn't do. And, we're not breaking social rules. We're just trying to make the world a better place. That's all I have to say. It's a very sad question. I'm sorry. It's a really, really sad question to me.
Yes.
Doctor, sorry to interrupt. I don't agree at all with you.
You may not agree. I'm sorry. This is my view. And I work with a lot of young people and I see what happens to them as a result of this. I feel that social norms have to change. You may not agree. Many people.
You mean to say, let me just clarify. You mean to say, let's say I'm married typically, so I should get into a love with another girl?
It's not that. No, let's not bring in extreme things. Of course, if one is married and one is committed, one has that commitment. By the way, it doesn't mean that one cannot love. One can love. But the thing is that there are certain personal commitments. This is quite different from society dictating. I think the question is not that has been posed to Hemantji and to all of us is not about that. It is about social norms not allowing. How do we then deal with it? It's a very, very question that's affecting a lot of young people, where they're being told that iske saath nahi ho sakta hai, uske saath nahi ho sakta hai. It has to be within the caste and the subcaste and the same religion and the same country. Why are we doing this, It's not a question of marriage. I've been happily married for years. That's not the point, know?
Yeah. So I agree with your second part. It's beautifully explained, Doctor.
Yes. So, let us, take this, I am also not sure from which kind of background the question has come, but if it is from the first point of view that there are possibility that you can break these kind of norms where it is imposing you based on caste, creed, color of the skin, then you should divert your energy towards that. But if it is a situation which, Srinathji is saying, that you are in such a situation, or the person you love has actually gone so far away that you cannot meet, or the person has expired, person has died, or the person has married somebody else, then you are not in a situation to express your love. So in that situation, if you miss that person, what should you do? That is that. So from first point of view, I think I agree with whatever Nandini madam said. For second aspect, what do people think? What should they do? Srinathji says that you should just forget it and release it. In the I see something. Sometimes someone is not good for us. The nature makes sure to take them away from us to make us grow. If we accept that we need to grow up and let go and let life happen, it stops hurting. And what is meant for us will come to us. The goal of life is not to be stuck with or without social norms. It's to experience and grow spiritually. Very beautifully said by Preeti, that we have to accept that if life has taken the person away from us, it is somewhere for our growth. If you look at the life of Krishna, we see that Radha loved Krishna, Krishna loved Radha, but then the situations were such that Krishna had to take more responsibilities, and once he left Mathura, Vrindavan, after that he could never come back. So in this situation, what would you say? Is it like Radha should think that Krishna was not good for her, and or Krishna should think that Radha was not good for him and he should forget her or him? So what does Preeti has to say on that?
They were not meant, sorry, hello sir. They were not meant to be good or bad. They had a purpose to achieve. And rather we are so focused on what is right or wrong that we forget the purpose. And I think rather to focus on the purpose would be more appropriate, rather than being stuck at emotion where it hurts or where it doesn't hurt. Love is not supposed to be something that you hold on to. It's supposed to be let go of. If it is supposed to be yours, it will come back in different ways possible. So yeah.
Very beautifully said. Very beautifully said. So now, as we are going into this discussion, 2 points of views are coming. One is about letting go. If it is not according to the social norms, we should let it go. And the other extreme, other thing that naturally comes to our mind, which people agree that one should not do, is breaking the social norms and trying to go to the person. If you are in a situation where you are in a society situation, like you are married and you cannot break that. So now in this kind of a situation, let us try to explore what is written in the traditional texts. What is written in the traditional text? We'll just see.
Doctor, before that, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you had mentioned in the same platform. Can I share what you had mentioned?
Yes, yes.
How did you let go, or how did your love, how did you manage the situation? You were in love with someone and it did not happen. And how did it happen? How did you deal with it?
This
it's
is
up to you to answer.
That you are asking me? Question you are asking me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to answer that. I'm going to answer that. And we are moving toward that by looking at the traditional text first. So, dear friends, this is a sutra from Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 2.54, where Patanjali describes a revolutionary concept. It is called as pratyahar. The definition of pratyahar is swa vishaya asamprayoge. The sense objects not being engaged with their sense objects, sense organs not being engaged with the sense objects. Chitta swarup anukar iva, as if taking shape of the form of the consciousness itself, iva indriyanam, the sense organs. This phenomena is called as pratyahara. The meaning is not engaging toward the sense objects. The sense organs as if start merging into the chitta or consciousness and start taking its shape. This process of flowering of the senses, of the sense organs, is called as pratyahara. I had a very detailed discussion on this YouTube link, which I will post in the chat box also. So there is a third possibility. Generally, when we say that we love something, our understanding is that our sense organs should touch the object. If there is a flower and I love it, my general idea is that I have to pluck it up. But, if you grow in love, the flower can remain there. It need not be plucked. But it also does not mean that my love towards the flower is reducing in any way. So here, after yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, suddenly Patanjali takes a romantic turn. Patanjali says that you will never be able to find love or true love when you try to explore it through the senses. Ultimately, for you to experience love, for you to grow in meditation, you will have to turn your senses inwards. When you will turn the senses inwards, your senses will start flowering into your own consciousness. And then what will happen? Then you will see that you are able to reflect upon the very essence of the object that you love within yourself only. No, in the very next sutra, Patanjali says, Desha bandhash chittasya dharana. Holding the mind, chitta, fixed in inner space on one object is called as dharana. Have you seen this? The chitta, has a tendency to get fixed toward the thing that chitta loves. Like, for example, if mother is cooking food in the kitchen and if the child is playing around, whatever mother does, even if her senses are not moving toward that, her heart is always connected to the child. So somewhere in the depth of her heart, she is fixed on the child. Imagine that there is a person you love a lot and there is a gathering of people who are sitting. Even if you are not looking at the person, you are looking somewhere else. From one aspect of your mind, your attention is always on that person. What is that person doing? What is that person eating? Where is that person moving? So what happens is, like a hen who sits on the egg when she is hatching them. The eyes are open, but the attention of the hen is completely on the egg. Even if you move your hand, she won't blink. So in the same way, the love, flowers from within when you try to transcend your senses and get into this particular phenomena of trying to get the essence of what you love within yourself. In the next sloka, Patanjali says, Tatra pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam. In that inner reflection on the mental essence of that object of concentration, ekatanata, continuous flow of consciousness, also called as communion, is meditation. This reminds me of a story, of Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu was a great Chinese philosopher. He had this habit of going for a walk early in the morning and again in the evening. He would stand on a hill and he would have very few selected disciples who would just stand and watch the whole sunset without uttering a word. So once what happened is, one new disciple joined Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu went for a walk. They stood on a mountain top, looked at the sun. Everybody kept looking at the sun. And then very slowly, the sun was setting and Lao Tzu was there. He was looking, but if you look at his eyes, you cannot make out in which direction he is looking. As if his eyes have become 360 degrees. And then the new disciple said, at the end, this silence was too much for him. He couldn't control, and he said, "How beautiful." Nobody responded to him. Lao Tzu, after some time, came back, and then he asked his disciples, "Do not allow this student to come for a walk from tomorrow." Then he says, "This person is a chatterbox." This is a famous story. So what Lao Tzu explained to his students is that I was in communion with the sun. But as soon as the person uttered this word, as soon as it was praised, my communion was broken. As soon as you praise something, as soon as you comment on something, your connect with it is lost. So Patanjali was in love with the sun. And in love, there are very less words because it goes beyond senses. And probably when life puts us in such a situation, when you love someone or something intensely and you cannot express it, probably life is inviting us to explore other dimensions of love. Ultimately, the consciousness is such that, according to yoga philosophy also, that within you is the true essence of everything. Whatever you love, whoever you love, the essence of that person is the essence of you as well. Within you, you will find the completion. So therefore, the step that we need to learn here is that the person you love can keep shining in the depth of your heart like a star always. But it does not mean that your senses have to move towards the object. It is through this process that lust becomes love, love becomes devotion, and the person grows in the heights of spirituality. So from prema, from the aspects of bhoga towards prema, and from prema to bhakti, this is how the evolution happens. You can see, people reach that kind of a state where they started considering their loved one as God themselves. So this, I feel, is the direction in which our shastras are trying to direct us. When you say yujyate anena iti yoga, yoga comes from the dhatu yuj, which means yoga connects. That connection is definitely not the connection of the senses. That connection is the connection of the consciousness. So it is in this direction that I feel that ultimately in yoga nidra also, at the end, you become one with everything, so you have to ultimately, because the truth is that we are all one. That is why cutting off anybody, forgetting anybody, dissolving anything is not going to ultimately work. What is going to work is expand yourself and let your love be channelized into prayer, towards the well-being of the person, towards the happiness of the person you love. And in this way, I have tried to grow in this path in my life. The people I ever loved are always in my prayer, and I am always connected to them in the depth of my heart. So this is how we can think of Mirabai's pain and joy of love, definitely. So this would be my answer to you. Please contemplate. Thank you. Thank you very much. Namaste.
So the question, I came to know that love someone, is it physical love or the love towards marrying a woman, or is it that motive, or you want to get married with her or entangled with the love? Is
See,
it that
Gandhi sir,
meaning? I was not knowing.
yeah, that's fine, but fundamentally, uh, it is the same energy, that goes into higher and higher levels of evolution. Its manifestation becomes more and more subtle. And in the beginning, when you feel that, the only way that that the child knows, that animal instincts know, is to express it through the senses. That is the grossest way of expressing that. And in that, there is very less sensitivity about the person you love. Because whenever you are filled with lust, you are not caring for the person you love. It is your hunger. You want something from the person. You have not yet come in the mode of giving. In the lust, you may call it love, but you are not giving anything, you are taking. But as you grow in love, you start reflecting the very essence of that person, the psyche of that person, the psyche of your deity, whoever that you love, within yourself. And then slowly you start moving towards giving rather than taking. What hurts us is because we want to give something and we cannot give. That hurts. So that giving also, if not possible through the senses, through any kind of action directly, try to do it indirectly. If indirectly also not possible, then just do it with your prayer. By connecting with your own consciousness within you, you will find. And one thing to remember here is that the essence that you feel within you, your loved one also feels the exact sense, the essence within him or her as well. So you are connecting there, and it is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in connecting like that. In fact, it should be done. It has to be done, and it should be done with whatever you love. And then the love becomes the path. Ultimately, person reaches a state where only love remains, and the objects of love also dissolve within that love. But in the beginning, let the object also be there and grow in love. This is bhakti yoga. This is bhakti yoga that we talk about.